want to stay away from the Saturday crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And then my preschooler had conferences as well at 1:15. So it was one of those days where I was like, So, and then my oldest is it's his last weekend of mites.
Nice. Hero. What's going on, everybody? We are the Bar Down Beauties podcast, releasing new episodes each and every Monday. I'm Jessie Pierce, writer for NHL.com, Wild.com. Anybody that's looking for a hockey writer, I will probably do it to get a byline and get paid. She's Kirsten Krull. You'll see her face at the arena of all Minnesota Wild home games and dabbling everywhere else. And this woman needs no further introduction. Minnesota hockey legend, Natalie Darwitz. What's going on, Dars?
Oh, thanks for having me again. I love being down here, and even better that you keep asking me back.
You're kind of a big deal. I don't know if you know this, Natalie. Kind of a big deal.
I don't think so. No.
Is that ever weird to you? Like, has that ever? I mean, you are. I say it not even lightly. A true legend across the state of hockey. Is that ever set in for you?
I don't think so. I mean, I'm pretty private and stick to myself. So when I come down here and people stop me, it's kind of like I'm actually just a really big dork. So it makes me feel good that people want to say hi, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Raises my self-esteem, I guess.
Sometimes we all need that, right? It is like, you want a picture with me? Why? Like, what is?
Well, that's what I asked myself. I was like, why? And I don't think your little boy or girl know who I am. Maybe you do, thankfully, but they don't. So
I think Zach Parisi is still in awe of you too. I still will never forget that. He mentions that often. He's like, yeah, I skated with Natalie Darwitz once. I'm like, that's cool. Zach Parisi.
If we could just trade salaries, would be cool then with that.
Exactly. Obviously, your salary coming by way of the University of Minnesota. Tell us a little bit about the Gopher women's squad as NCAA tourney turns up here.
Yeah, we have a huge game today at 2 o'clock at Ritter. We play arch rival just north of us, University of Minnesota Duluth. Ironically, 365 days ago or 4 days ago, we were in the same spot facing each other for an opportunity to go to the Frozen Four. So hopefully we can learn from our lesson last year because we were on the bad side of things, and hopefully we can learn our lesson this year and hopefully reach the Frozen Four, which is ironically in Minnesota Duluth. So they obviously have a little bit more incentive to get there as they are the hosts. So it's been a really fun year. We have a really great skilled team, just tremendous amount of amazing young student athletes. And you're going to see players like Taylor Heise, Grace Sumwinkle, Abby Boreen. They're going to go on and right now they're creating the next generation and they're the role models, and they're just a tremendous group of young student athletes, and they're doing great things on and off the ice.
And I mean, you just mentioned a number of women who are excellent on the ice, great people off the ice as well. So getting to just kind of be around them while they're still at this level, what is it like?
Yeah, first and foremost, they're just competitors. I mean, they want to get better. As a coach, it's really awesome to not have to tell them twice. They want to go do it, and they want to intrinsically get better. We're out there before practice and after doing skills. They just have a tremendous amount of again, intrinsic motivation. They want to be the best. And then they realize that, it takes a group to do something special. We need to all lock arms and go out there together and play as a team. And when we do that, we're a super dynamic team and really fun to watch. We're the number 1 offense in the nation, number 2 power play in the nation. I love it because I love playing a skilled, high-octane offense. And so hopefully we can provide that this afternoon. And, our crowds have been great this year. And I tell the players the reason is the product. You're putting a really great product on the ice. That's getting people in the seats. Then they're going to come back. And that's the big way to grow women's hockey, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, and you said it right there. I mean, the women's game from a skill standpoint has grown tremendously. From an outside standpoint, I mean, continues to grow. How exciting is it to see? I mean, you were a part of the start of something, at every level, and to see where it's come. I mean, still a ways to go, right? We still want to continue to bring it up, but it certainly has made strides.
Yeah, the players now, just being on the ice with them and their overall just raw skill, the way they shoot the puck, their skating ability, it has grown so much in the last 10 to 15 years. I will kind of give them shots and say, like, Grace Zumwinkle and I think Taylor Heise kind of are Grace passed me in points. And I'm like, Grace, I only played 99 games. You're at like 250. Like, I still, you know, I could score. But they're just really good raw skill players. And then the part I love is the hockey IQ. So if I can get them to see it in a different perspective and be like, hey, this is where to be, or we have to do this a little better, or take that beeline to the net. Now combine them, and you just have a really, really dynamic hockey player that's going to do something really special on the ice. And so that's kind of what fuels me, and I think is what's, you know, they're seeing too is, okay, I can shoot, pass, and skate really well, and now it's that next 10, the last 10%. How do I get there to be the best in the nation or the best in the country or represent my country in the Olympics? And I think that's where a lot of our players are going right now.
And having been a player, so being where these women are right now and now taking on the coaching side of things, what was that transition like?
You know, I never wanted to really get into coaching. I have to now thank my dad for twisting my arm. But he got me into coaching when I was still playing. So late in my career, when I was graduated from college and still, you know, going for the 2010 Olympic team, there was like 2 or 3 years there where I was only a player. And he's like, hey, you have so much free time here. Come help me coach Egan High School girls hockey team. And I was like, no way. And he's like, come twice a week. All of a sudden, I would come twice a week, and then all of a sudden, it would be I was there every day, and I didn't want to miss. And it actually really helped out my game as well. It helped out my leadership because I was kind of in the captaincy role for Team USA at that time, so it really helped my communication style. And then I knew from there when I was done playing, I'm like, I want to do this. Like, I'm really passionate about it. I do like small group lessons. I run camps and clinics, and I'm like, I want to do this. And so I went back to the U for 2 years, and then just kind of wanted to grow my resume and develop. And I went back to Lakeville South and coached a high school hockey team. I was at Hamlin University, who was out of Trier Rink for 6 years. We went to 2 national championship or 2 Frozen Fours. And then this is my second year again back at the University of Minnesota as associate head coach. And I just love it. It's a passion of mine. Because I can't compete within my equipment anymore, that's how I get my like fire. And it's through channeling that through to these young athletes who crave it and want to be coached and want to get better, and I just love it.
The way that the women's game has grown, could you lace them up and compete, you think? I mean, it is. It just seems like, just like the men's side, right? It's quicker. It's different. The game continues to just get faster and faster. You think you could still hold up with Grace Sumwinkle and Taylor Heisey out there?
Maybe like I could disguise myself for a period or two. I think over a long-term season, it might be tough. But I will say, we did a 3-on-3 competition in practice this year, and I was on the winning team.
Nice.
I did have Taylor Heisey on my team, though, but I did have a few assists. And then when I do go in drills, like, and I get an assist, I'm like, yeah, like, listen to your coach. She's still doing it.
She's still got it.
See, I was just about to say, too, I was like, in practice, do you ever just take the stick, show off a little skill set to show the women you still got it?
You know, every now and then, just because I like to be active and get involved, and it's still here. Like, again, if I had to go shift after shift, I might, like, get myself in trouble, but I can hop out every now and then to disguise myself if I'm fresh and have, a full energy in me. But I think that's, like, hopefully the girls respond to that. I see the hockey IQ side and I can teach them that. And again, a lot of great hockey players, like if you look at, Sidney Crosby, Kirill, like he's 165 pounds wet. Like he's not a big guy, but he has it here and he has the tenacity to go get the puck. Mm-hmm. And that's what it's all about. And so I really try to focus on like, hey, it's not about how hard you shoot out. It helps. But if you have that killer instinct and you want that puck and you know where to be and you can understand the hockey IQ side of it, you're going to be in the top echelon of your game within your peers and do things that you want to do. And so that's what they want to be. And if I can help do that and provide that knowledge and spark, I love it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, just how exciting is it? You had mentioned Taylor Heisey and Grace Zumwinkle, and this is the next generation representing the Team USA as well, as we're now seeing, the Lambs retiring and those names that we forever have seen on the women's scene. But Minnesota women are taking the stage by storm. How exciting is that to see Minnesota so heavily represented nationally still?
You know what? It should always be that way. Like, we just have the resources here. We love our hockey. Look at this venue. Look at the state tournaments. Like, we just have the resources here. So there always should be a role model, like, or 2 or 3 or 4.
Yeah.
And there always should be players on the U.S. national team, Olympic teams, you name it. And there always should be a superstar in the college realm for whatever Minnesota school they're playing for. Because of our community-based model we talked about in another interview is just so special here. And now you have, again, like you said, Heisey and Zumwinkle and Abby Boreen and, Abby Murphy, who is not a Minnesotan but plays with the Gophers, just setting the trend here. And so when little girls or boys come in our stands, they're like, hey, I want to emulate that player.
Yeah.
And it was really cool. I saw a feature they did on Taylor Heisey, and they're like, oh, you shoot like a girl. She's like, no, I do shoot like a girl. I am a girl.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but, this is who I am, and I'm proud of shooting like a girl.
Right.
And so I just think it's that when kids come to the games and they see that skill on display, they want to then emulate that. And it's great because when I grew up, I was going to boys' games, like emulating Mike Crowley or emulating Neil Broughton. And now it's like they have an opportunity to come to Ritter or another venue within Minnesota or wherever it may be and watch a top-level female hockey player and go, I want to do that, whether it's a boy or girl. They now have that opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, it is. And I think that's the other thing that has changed probably from your time, right, is that the women's game is on the same level as the men's to us in a sense, right? Like it is, you're getting the support from the men. They're trying to continue to buoy up the women's game because it's a hell of a lot of fun to watch women play hockey.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone was in the stands last weekend for the WCHA finals, we played Wisconsin, the first game in Ohio State. They were just like rock solid hockey games and a lot of fun, much like how the first day or two of the state tournament went here. It was just like every game was like back and forth, goal, overtime. It was just so much fun. And I think the number one concern or the hurdle is getting people to even in a busy weekend to go, I want to go to a women's hockey game. And so I think that's our biggest hurdle, and I think we're growing. I think we're taking baby steps. And I think, like I said to our players, it's a product we put on the ice is going to make people come back. It's can we first get them into a rink, and then once we do that, we're confident that we're going to get them back.
And I mean, again, that starts today against the UMD Bulldogs. You're feeling good. The girls feeling good. We're going to pull it out. We had Gabby Hughes on yesterday. I went full board Gophers. That's what I did just for you, Natalie. But you feeling like it's going to be victorious? Or can we do a Mark Messier, we will win confirmation?
Oh no. It's going to be a great game. We're two different style teams. We're high octane offense. They focus on defense first. They have a tremendous goalie. So, we might see a feel out game today. But we're going to try to prevent the defensive game and find those gaps and score some goals. So either way, they're a well-coached team. So are we. They got tremendous players, as you said. Gabby Hughes, obviously a Minnesotan, and a lot of other players. Flaherty is a great D from Lakeville. So they have a tremendous team. We have tons of respect for them. It's going to be a great game. Anytime you are vying for a trip to the Frozen Four, you got to lay it all on the line. So they're going to do that. We're going to do that. And it's going to be a lot of fun.
Go check them out today at Ritter Arena, 2 p.m. Tickets still available. It's going to be fun. Can't get better than Bulldogs, Gophers going at it for a big punch in the ticket to the dance. Natalie, thank you so much for joining us. As always, you're the best. I think you're cool. Not dorky at all. We'll check her out today. Again, 2 p.m., Gophers, Bulldogs. We're going to take another quick break. We'll be right back.